Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this September the 10th, 2025. And just as the cryptocurrency is coming up to major upper resistance and the Bitcoin price of this 3.5 year rising channel resistance now, as it dipped below back on the 25th to the 27th, below the 3.5 year rising channel support. This is a critical time in your life. This is a critical time in the world. This is a critical time in the financial institutions, in the financial sector, as time is running out. Time is running short on getting your investments, getting your portfolio, and getting your life together to take advantage of a generational wealth transfer with a hyper inflationary policies and a deflationary and a devaluing, of the United States dollar. You have to own the asset appreciating things that are going to correlate with that, and that is going to maximize your uh, assets and maximize your standard of living and purchasing power. Most importantly, it's all about your purchasing power. And when you lose purchasing power, you lose wealth. And when you lose wealth, you lose the standard of living, right? And we can see that critical time with the Bitcoin price came right up almost to the T again, to the rising channel resistance, and it started to trade down. And we're going to watch that, just as you need to become a member of Jabroni Killer. Hit that free subscription button down below, that bell notification, so you get the alerts every time a critical video that I release comes out, so that you can get the education, information, and truth that you need in a simple and easy to understand form to become an asset millionaire. And that's what we're here to do. And that's what I'm doing. Gold and silver bullion and mining stocks, 401k steady investing, real estate, some cash on the side, and it must be in a short-term bond or CD earning 3 to 5% minimum, for the most important reason: to buy a new asset when the time comes and you need capital for that, or to accumulate into an existing asset when the time is needed. And also emergencies, a health emergency, car repairs, or home repairs that pop up that you have to have capital for, and you don't want to have to sell an asset to do it, right? So you have to have a nice balance. And you can see, if we look at our mining portfolio, it's been on quite the tear recently with the mining stocks. We'll do some Face ID. Come on, cancel. Get into here, some Face ID. There we go. If you look at today, we're up on this account 1.44%. We actually have about $2,000 in margin. You can see on this side of it, we're up 75.48%, $13,200 on this side of it. We have our biggest position that we're up, and this is about understanding. And the critical thing about investing is invest in things that you understand in, and that you're educated on, and that you believe in, because it makes it easier to accumulate and hold for the long term. My only mistake with Kinross Gold is I didn't have enough. We're up 336.44%, or $7,225. A $2,000 original investment is now worth $9,114. And our call was for a $32 all-time high. It is sitting currently at $22 and change, so it's less than $8 away from its all-time high. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't tell you to buy or sell anything. I'm just showing you what I'm doing to become an asset millionaire. You can see that we have 1,000 shares of First Majestic Silver, 714 in here, and then 300 in my retirement account. We have 3,300 total B2 shares. We're up 50%. We have 540 in here, 2,300 and change in my retirement, and 600 on Cash App. Fortuna Silver, we have 1,050, 650 here, and the rest in my retirement, up 52%. Pan America Silver is up 100%, right? Rivian is up 0.67%, and this account is up 75%. And then you can see we have $24,000 in my retirement account. Uh, we have First Majestic Silver is up 36%. Barrett Gold is up 60%, or $2,600. B2 Gold is up $2,800, or 46% in this account, where we have 2,000 shares. Fortuna Silver is up 7.21%. GPL was our loss a long time ago, that we learned a valuable lesson on. Hecla Mining, we're up 47.26%. Had a small position, so not a very big position. And overall, we're up 3,700 on here. But that takes into account the minus 3,200. So 3,700 plus 3,200, 3,700. You can see how don't let one loss be the end of your investing, because um, that was a valuable learning experience for me. So since then, we're up $7,000 on this side, and we are up in our long-term gold holding. We're up $11,000 in our retirement, and it's up to 24,000 and change. And in our individual account, it's up to 29,000 uh and 814, but technically it's $1,600 higher than that because I just bought some on margin that I haven't paid off. And we're up here on unrealized gains, $13,200. So plus 13,200. 6 years of accumulating, we are up $20,100 in our ETF, our mining, our Vincenzo Gold Silver Mining ETF with a side of Rivian in there. We're up about $21,000, and we have no signs in need to sell. We think we're just at the approaching the middle ground in this bull market. Right, but you can see the Bitcoin price is at that critical spot. It's just above now the 112,000, but it's getting rejected initially off of the major upper resistance. Now the key is going to be, does this just consolidate here, but stay above the short-term moving averages, and then it reloads, and then say you consolidate down like this, and then you spike again, have another spike, and then you consolidate along it. Is that going to happen, or is this going to happen like we had here the last two times where we have to fully reload again, where you have big sell off and you actually have to come back down closer to the 100-day moving average in the daily time frame? Only time will tell. We're slightly above the 50-day moving average in the daily, and that's going to be the critical thing. Can you stay above that 50-day in the daily? And that would let you know if you're coming down or going up. Right now, the Ethereum price is in this consolidation range just above the megaphone neckline support. And but we're currently in this consolidation phase. You can see where we have our uptrending lower support. We have this descending upper resistance. So we're getting squeezed right now. So now it looks like we're going to trade down. And the next question looks like it might be, when we come retest down here at this uptrending, do we hold that and just wash, rinse, and repeat again? Or does this time we slip and we actually come down to the $4,099 level, right? So that's going to be something very interesting to watch this afternoon and the next couple of days. The same thing with the XLM. We're just above the 36 cents, but we're just below the 38 cents of the 50-day moving average. And the key question is going to be, do we continue to trade like this? And then which way do we go? Do we head south out of here? Which that's one way this could happen. And we can't hold the 36 cents on our initial drop down to the 36 cents and the 100-day moving average. Or during this consolidation, as we're squeezing in between the 50 and the 100, do we actually jump to the upside out of this? So that's what we're going to be watching over the next several days. Do we squeeze out, or do we squeeze down, right? It's either bullish or it's bearish. It's either north or it's south. It's either profit or it's losses for individual traders and leverage traders. And at the end of the day, if it takes the south route, we have the 200-day as a major support. But then eventually, if it does get back below this 36 cents, I believe it would end up at 31 cents. If it breaks to the upside, you'd be looking at a 43-cent incoming target, right? So there's a major decision point here in the short term and a medium-term direction of the overall price with the XRP. The X, or the XLM, the XRP, speaking of that, is the same thing from a slightly higher price in its pattern formation. It's just below the 307, just above the 291 50-day moving average. As long as you're above the 50-day moving average right here, you're bullish, and you can still continue to try to make a run at the $3.07. And then if you could get on top of that, you could maybe try to target a regional high of 366 and try to break down some of this prior resistance, right? But on the contrary, if you can't get above that, or you come up to it and get rejected and you end up below the 50-day, then you look at the 278 again as soon as you slip the 50-day, which is sitting at 291 and the current price is 299. And if you slipped the 100-day moving average, that's when you'd be looking at the 200-day along with the $2.55, where then we have followed by a potential rally back up into the 299 level. So that's off in theory down there. In reality, right now, we're just below the 307, but just above the 50 at 291, sitting at 299. And this is going to decide, if you break that, you can get bullish. If you get rejected by that, fall below the 50, that's when you get bearish, right? So that's what we're looking at. I got to see the time here to see how much longer I got. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. Um, if we look at the amp real quick, because everybody loves the amp, you can see amp is trying to bounce off of its multi-year pattern support that we need to hold that's sitting down here at 0.00312. We've bounced off it, but we're sitting below the 50, 100, and 200. So things aren't looking the greatest right now. The amp might have to wait until uh 2026 and 27 like the track shows to give us our massive returns that we know will happen. It's just when will it happen. Peace and love, the Rockside Brawl. I'll see you all later on this evening. Jay.